Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to the new video. I'm the Casual Racing Gamer. In today's video, we have GT7 update 1.56, and I am obviously in PSVR2, and the only reason to be excited for this update is if you have PSVR2, because we get to sit in the Unimog. Yes, this weird looking truck. I don't know what to expect. But the best thing about VR is you get to sit in the vehicle. If you don't have VR, I don't understand. Like, I don't see the excitement of getting some of these new vehicles just to make it feel the same on a flat screen like every other vehicle. But we get to sit in it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go for a drive. So let's go for a drive. We are going to be driving around Brands Hatch. We are in a big truck. It is slow. Again, the coolest thing about this is actually this is really slow. Oh my goodness. But like, I don't see where the fun would be if we were not in VR, right? We're in this big vehicle. We have this big wheel in front of us. Although I'm not driving a big wheel, I do feel like, let's see what it's like to turn this thing. I do feel like I'm holding this big wheel. Not really sure if I actually needed to, downshift, but we got one next to us here. Let's see. Uh-oh, watch it, buddy. Yeah, so obviously not the most exciting vehicle around, but it's something different, which is the whole point of. We're gonna go side by side here. Side by side. Whoa, watch it, buddy. You can't control your truck there. I don't know why we're moving so slow. Man, they need to put some kind of turbo engine in this thing. But the whole point here is, right, this, if I wasn't in VR, this is definitely gonna be I don't know why I would ever drive this thing. But because we just wanna like chill and go for a drive and feel like we're actually part of, we're actually in the vehicle. That's the exciting part of this. We get to sit in the vehicle. We get to look around the vehicle. And we get to feel like we're actually driving the vehicle. So that's the advantage that we're getting with VR, which you just don't. Every vehicle kind of feels the same if you're on a flat screen to me. It kind of just, you're on like the bumper cam view or something. You don't know what you're really driving. Obviously, the car's handled differently, but it just lacks that immersion. So I think you need VR, guys. You need PSVR2. If you're not driving in VR, I'm telling you, this game alone deserves the purchase of this headset. Any sim racing game, actually, any good sim racing game. And I'm not going to get into the argument of a good sim game versus a bad sim game versus Simcade versus this isn't a real sim game. But if any sim racing game that you're going to do, whether it's on PC or console, it's an experience. When you're in VR, you're not just playing a game, you're getting a racing experience. It's hard to explain if you haven't done it before, if you haven't used VR, if you haven't raced in a sim game. Now, I will say, a VR headset is a gateway. It's a gateway drug to sim racing equipment. So if you're on a controller, you go out. Look at us catching up here. Look at this. Yeah. If you go out there and you pick up a VR headset and you're using a controller, you might think, wow, this is amazing. This is great. But just know you're going to have to buy a wheel. You're going to have to. You can't race in VR and not go all out. You don't need the most expensive wheel. Let me just see what we're doing here. You don't need the most expensive wheel. If that VR headset breaks the bank and you have no money left, you can buy yourself the cheapest wheel for, low hundreds, like $150, maybe $200. Pick up like a T150 Thrustmaster just to get started. That's how I got started. But you need it. You need it with VR. You need it for the immersion. You're not going to get that immersion even if you use a controller and you use like the motion control of the PSVR2 controller and the PSVR2 controller of the PS5 controller. It's not the same as a wheel. You need a wheel. You need a pedal set. You need a gas. You need a brake pedal. You're gonna need it all. I can't believe we're still driving this thing around the track. This will probably be cool, you know, like driving through like more of like a landscapey type of track, like hilly and things like that. Just to go around for a cruise, really. It's not really the most exciting vehicle to drive. I mean, to race in. It's not really. It doesn't feel like we're racing, but I kind of just feel like I'm talking to you guys driving around in my truck, or whatever this thing is called, whatever you want to consider this thing. We're just hanging out. I'm driving in a truck talking to you. I feel like I'm in my truck. But yeah, if you're gonna get a headset, you know, plan to put money away for a rig. You don't need the most expensive rig. You don't need the most expensive wheel. You don't need the greatest. But trust me, and it is gonna be another gateway. If you do get something inexpensive, you know, it might want you to feel like you're gonna need to get something better. But just know you can survive on. You can survive on not the best for a long time. But the whole point is you need PSVR2. We also need polyphony, however you want to say it, PD, polyphony digital, to keep improving VR, to keep giving us PSVR2 updates. And you know, I had PSVR2 since its release, and I've been asking for a HUD that gives us more information. And they're not doing it. I am on a PS5 Pro. And we still do have some glitches. It definitely improved the car ghosting, right? So it still has it in there. It's still 60 hertz, up to 120 here, right? We're still getting 60 hertz though. Reprojected to 120. But they fixed the ghosting through, I guess, software, but it gave us some other software glitches where sometimes the text and things do double image things. Sometimes your side thing where your radar is will double image up. So that is something that like right now the time is like blurry, and it kind of then it like straightens and gets clear. They haven't fixed that since the PS5 Pro update. So you know, I hope they didn't just give us this one update and then abandon it, and they're like, you know, you're gonna live with the glitches and get over it, people. That's all you're getting. So I hope they support it. I hope when we get Gran Turismo 8, I'm actually gonna, I didn't think I was gonna actually do 6 laps, but we're gonna approach the last lap. So I feel like I'm just gonna keep talking, and I feel like we're gonna. I don't usually record while I'm racing at the same time because it's so distracting to me to have to switch gears and focus on driving. But right now, I'm just kind of cruising on this thing. Like, I don't have to focus on the driving aspect. I don't have to focus on switching gears and trail braking and brake markers. It's kind of just foot down, and I can just like go for a spin and just talk. So this is kind of chill right now. I think I'm gonna finish the race. I'm in first place. And unless I totally lose control, I think I'm gonna take a win here, because I don't see how these other vehicles behind me can actually catch up to me. But if there's a way, and it's just crazy because I feel like I can touch like all the controls in this car. Like I'm in the vehicle. Guys in VR know what I'm talking about. Guys who haven't used it have no idea what I'm talking about. But the minute a new person puts it on, they're like, "Holy cow, this is amazing." I also saw an article that was saying PSVR2 might get a price drop starting next month. So look out for that, or, you know, if you've seen that article or seen anything about it, you know, leave the comments below. But I did see something today saying that they're expecting some kind of price drop next month. And I know the last time I was up, probably around the holiday season, that these headsets had a price drop, and I think a lot of new folks probably picked it up because I feel like I feel like the price of the headset's a little expensive, obviously more than a PS5. Not more than a PS5 Pro though. But like, if I had a PS5 and my option was to buy a PS5 Pro or buy a PSVR2 headset, I am buying the headset. I am not going with a Pro over the headset to get better flat screen graphics. I would completely be going for PSVR2. And literally, you only need GT7. You only need this one game. You will get more use out of your headset with this one game than any other VR game that comes out. I promise you that this game will addict you to VR. So, you know, I've been shouting at the top of my lungs, trying to get people to understand how good VR is when it comes to racing games, and it's the creme of the crop. And we are gonna take a win here in this crazy weird vehicle. That was just like a fun little drive around the track. Fun little drive around the track. But anyway, yeah, that was the only thing I really wanted to try out in this update. I just wanted to try out the new vehicle. And of course, like I said, if you're in VR, it's obviously just fun to drive around and check it out. But, you know, it doesn't look like they fixed the weird glitches on the PS5 Pro with VR where text gets a little blurry and duplicated. So obviously still going to be waiting for that. Obviously no other PSVR2 updates for the Pro. No graphical user interface, no HUD interface, no updates there. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, thumb it up, subscribe. Let me know who out there is using PSVR2. Leave it in the comments. Are you a VR user? Are you thinking about it? Or do you have no desire to pick one up? I'm kind of curious. Leave it down there below, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thumb up, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. We out of here. Peace.